Hi, welcome to Universal Interiors. I'm Les Engelstead, and we are celebrating the Christmas season, a season of lights. It's a season of love. We are just bathed in that, and this especially, I believe, in our neighborhood. We have so much rich heritage up here in the Northland. And anyways, Eunice and I both want to do a little sharing, and she gets to do it by song, and I get to do it by word. So to begin with, I'm going to share a little bit from A Christmas Memory Lane. It's an ideals book, and I bet a number of you out there can recognize these kind of books. I was a young girl growing up in the 60s, and it was important in our house to have some of these around at this time of year. And I found one of this is actually from very early 60s. The one I chose to share right now is called The Christmas Meditation. As tonight I sit in silence with my eyes upon the tree, and I ponder all the favors that the world has given me. Throughout the year now ending, I'm simply forced to say, I am all the while receiving, but it seems I seldom pay. When I strike a balance on it, I'm willing to confess. See, I've failed to make a payment on this year of my happiness. I cannot help but wonder if I'm doing what's right, if I sit and think it over by this Christmas tree tonight. Yes, you see, I'm all the while receiving, but it seems I seldom give. I cannot help but wonder, it just seems to be the way we live. It's vain to think I'm paying for all the good things that are given me by these inexpensive presents that I've placed upon this tree. I've tried to do some subtracting, and I've even tried addition too. I've multiplied, I've divided, but I find the debt is due. A debt that I am owing, and it hurts my pride. A debt I have to confess, for it's the one I cannot hide. So Lord, grant me this one favor in the year that is before. May I do a little better? May I just give a little more? Maybe I could add a little something to the world that seems to help me. May I come a little nearer to the man I ought to be. Oh, it's not a case of giving, only paying what is due. I long to help a little as the year I journey through. So Lord, grant me this. I ask it from the bottom of my heart. For the favors that I'm receiving, may I pay at least just a part? As I'm reading this old Christmas meditation, I often think we don't even take time to hardly meditate these days, but the writer of this took into effect. It was written in the 50s, and I bet pace was a bit slower, but yet they worked really hard. And for him to think, I got all this and I didn't even do anything in return. I don't know if we pause enough these days to realize all the gifts that are given to us. So I hope by hearing this poem called Christmas Meditation, you take a little time as you look under the tree, and perhaps you don't even celebrate with the tree. But it is a season you can't deny that there's plenty of people that wish you a Merry Christmas. And so do I. So let's take a little time and hear from Eunice.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Hi, now I get to do a little sharing once again on this beautiful Christmas Memory Lane book. There's so many books out there that you can pick up, and I just am encouraging you to pick up one of those. We have so many cool little thrift stores around town, or the great bookstores that we have, but just these little Christmas think about it. So I think it would be really good to share with your kids, or maybe your grandparents if you're having a 20-year-old something, because you know what, that would stir them up, and I bet you'd get them to share a Christmas memory with you. I think that's a big part of this whole December, is that there's so much that people hold in their memories, and sometimes it's sad because you're not around all those people that you love anymore. And sometimes it's just a lot of good things, because this is when you get to hear from people that you haven't heard from for a while. So whatever the reason, I just pray that you have some great December days, and you take some moments, like I said, to pick up an old book and read from it. This one is called Christmas Wants. So what do you want for Christmas? It's true. The answer to no other question so completely serves as an index of what we have inside our heart. At other times of the year, we can pretend, we can even make believe. But at Christmas time, our true nature seems to reveal itself, and we'll act from those hidden motives that dominate our lives. So come now with me at Christmas time and let your hearts express the wishes that was longed for. What do you want for Christmas? If I could interrupt this poem with a thought, because I don't know, when I hear, what do you want for Christmas? I definitely think, I could really use this, or I just bought that, or that's where my mind goes. Well, when I picked up this book the other day, I was surprised to see what this artist had put down in words. The author wanted to get across that Christmas wants shouldn't be about just what we don't have or what we need, but instead what's going on in our hearts. Because that is what's going to reveal. God's Word tells us that, our words come out, that's what's tucked inside of our hearts. What we think about, that's what's hiding in our hearts. And maybe a good challenge for you as you listen to these words, that hopefully we can put some of these thoughts in there. You see, what I want is a few sincere friends. Those friends that could understand my loneliness, yet they'll be remaining loyal, even when I'm silent and I don't want to talk. I want a growing capacity to understand and respond to the unuttered sufferings of others. Just to know that they're fighting as hard a battle against all these odds, even as perhaps I am. And I want a sense of duty, tempered with some beauty. A conception of work that's taken as a privilege. An urge to justice mingled with mercy, though. And have a feeling that responsibility is my debt for the opportunity of just living in a day where there's great aims at stake. I want a task to do which has an abiding value, without which the lives of men would be very poor, and the good that I might do could be eternally lost. I want a sense of humor and a genius just to laugh, the grace to simply forgive, and yet the humility to be forgiven, and the willingness to praise, to simply praise, and the freedom to enjoy a little leisure while having a tantalizing dream. I want a glimpse of the kneeling hillsides, the unresting sea perhaps, the horizontal enchanting plains that surround us, the thrill of a few high tangled birds that seem to be singing their song. I want a few just quiet moments amid all the noises and all the busyness of the day, when twilight has just a speck that causes a shadow at the evening time. And in that, what I really want is a sense of the presence of God. And so I hope that you take a little time and get quiet, because this is a season that just is so busy, but there's a peace. You see, the King of Peace came for us. He wants to give it to you. And so I pray this season that you take some time and search and listen. And again, hopefully your Christmas wants could turn into some of these, to get content and satisfied with all the goods that have been yours this year, and want for more next year. Thanks again. We're going to hear a little bit more from Uni.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly
Thanks for joining us at Universal Interiors. I hope you enjoyed our show. And we just want to wish you a Merry Christmas.